Hey everyone, it's Danny here. We just launched our Party on the Go palettes, each featuring 9 basic to bold shades. I'm going to show you how you can create this party perfect halo eye. Let's roll. Alright, I'm jumping right into the eyes first. I am going to use the Beachy palette. So first I'm going to prime my eyes with my Persuade eyeshadow base primer. So for the first step, I'm going to take the shade Coastline. I'm going to take this on my E27 Detail Blending, and I'm going to apply this into the crease. And then with the same shade, I'm going to take my detailed pencil brush. This is from the Samantha Ravindal brush set. And I'm going to pop some right on the inner portion of the lid, just as a base for the halo eye. And then I'm going to deepen up the outer portion of the lid a little bit further with the shade Driftwood, which is right here on the same brush. And then back with my pencil brush, applying Driftwood right on the inner portion, starting to build up that definition, so it will really help the center of the eye pop. Now with my E27, I'm going to remove the pigment on my travel switch here. So this is going to pull out all that eyeshadow so I can go right into the next shade. And even though the brush doesn't look clean, it is. There's no pigment left on the bristles. I'm going to go into the shade Surf, which is the deep blue in the palette. We're going to apply that over the areas that we applied Coastline and Driftwood. Oh, this is such a beautiful shade. I have my E38 diffused crease brush, and I'm just going to use that to help blend in that color into the crease. And once I blend it out, I'm going back in with more Surf on my brush. I'm going to build up that pigment. So I'm trying to leave that center portion of my lid empty, because that is where the lighter shade will go. And removing the pigment from my pencil brush on the switch and doing the same thing, dipping in the Surf, and we'll put that on the inner corner. I'm looking straight ahead because I want to see that blue popping up above my crease. And we'll blend that a little bit with the E38. Ours looks a little crazy when doing a halo eye, but you have to trust the process. Alright, I'm going back in with Persuade and adding a little more to my lid. Kind of right in the center. I tried to avoid what I could when blending, but it just kind of happens when you're blending out color that you cover up the middle portion, but that's okay. I'm gonna look up, and that will transfer the product a little bit so you know where to extend it. Then I'm gonna blend out the edges a little bit. This is the E45 small tapered blending brush. Alright, so I have the shade Sea Glass I'm going to put on the Persuade eyeshadow base primer, and I'm going to apply this with my finger because this shadow is very creamy, and I find these formulas really perform their best when you're able to push it on with your finger. Look at that, oh my god. gosh. Just blending that in a little bit with my finger, which is a Surf shade. And then just for a little extra touch, I'm going to take the shade Vacay, again with my finger. This shade is so unique. It's a dual chrome shade. It looks gold, but it has like blue flecks of glitter in it. Oh, it's so cool. I'm just going to pop that right over sea glass, just for an added layer of depth. And then with my E45, I'm just going to blend very gently around the edges. And then with the same brush, I'm going to dip into Sandbar, and I'm going to use that as kind of a brow highlight. And just kind of right on that inner portion of the eye. I'm going to grab a little light right there too. For liner, I have my liquid pen liner. This is the shade Wicked. And what I'm gonna do is just draw a line on the upper lash line. And while it's still a little wet, I'm gonna top it with the shade Depths from the palette, which is a black. I'm gonna go right over that. Just to soften it a bit, make it a little smoky. And then when I get to the outer corner, I'm gonna blend in some of that black right at the edge. And this is the detail pencil brush that I was using earlier. I'm gonna apply some half lashes in the style Demure. Alright, so I'm gonna move on to my face and then we'll finish up the eyes after. I'm gonna apply some foundation with the Samantha Ravndal Concealer Blend Kabuki brush. I love applying foundation with this brush. Let's apply some concealer using my 40HD Kabuki brush. I love this brush because I can get right into the inner corner and really close to the lower lash line. And then flipping the brush to another side, I'm going to dab this into my setting powder, press that under my eye. Alright, I'm going to apply some bronzer with the F12 setting powder brush and our matte bronzer. I'm going to use the shade Medium today. I'm going to use the same brush for blush, so I'm just going to remove the pigment on my switch. And with my Corte Rosa palette, I'm going to use the shade Corte Rosa. And then we'll add some Savannah highlighter with my E61 all-purpose buffer brush. Now to finish off the eyes, I'm going to add some shadow to the lower lash line. And what I'm pretty much going to do is the same pattern I did above and take the shade Surf on the outer lash line and inner portion. And then we'll apply Sea Glass right on the middle portion of the lower lash line. And then we'll add just a little bit of Sinuosity Lash to the bottom lashes. I'm keeping the lips very simple and just adding a little bit of Lilac Wine lip gloss. And there are the completed eyes. I love how they turned out. Got my sparkly clips, my sparkly eyes, and I'm ready to party. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you go check out our new Party on the Go palettes, now available on sigmabeauty.com. I'll see you next time. Bye.